Hi, my name is Shane Halpin. I'm the CEO of VC in Dublin. We are an international development and humanitarian organisation. We identify projects that could benefit from volunteers. Then we recruit, train and deploy those volunteers overseas. Our job has been pretty tricky of late. When COVID struck, our core operations were affected badly. And yet at this time there's been a period of reawakening. I'm sitting here in the office with our brilliant team, and we've been trying to grow our presence globally. And it's been good. We've had some really good achievements, and we're excited about the future. But there's a growing thought at the back of my head all this time. So while we work with marginalised and with people with disability, there's a nagging feeling that we should be doing more to engage with people with disability. And this has crystallised as a result of our engagement with the EU VividT project. In a nutshell, VividT's main aim is to move towards greater disability inclusion in the international development sector and volunteering. This has thrown us into a world that we've not inhabited before, disability in the international development sector. It's opened my eyes to the fact that 15% of the world's population has a disability, either acquired or from birth. 15% is a huge number. What organisation can effectively ignore 15% of its target market? But this is what we've been doing in our sector. Don't we, as agents of change, have responsibility to all different groups, all community members, provide them with equal opportunities to participate in actions that affect their lives? So who are these people? What can we do to include and accommodate them? Why has our sector more or less ignored this group? Why are we oblivious to the needs and aspirations, both at a volunteer level but also at a partnership level? Within the VividT project, we worked with a number of international agencies, including Tear Fund Ireland, Abilis Foundation in Finland, CBM Ireland, CBM Global, the European Disability Forum and ASPEM in Italy. We learned a lot about the barriers that people with disability experience in ordinary and everyday life. We learned about making documents and videos and communications more accessible. So as part of the project, we carried out research. We asked people with disabilities what obstacles they encountered when it came to volunteering and humanitarian aid work and how they found the process.
Hazel Daly, Support Officer with VC.
Our research set out to explore the perceptions, opportunities and challenges of online volunteering for humanitarian aid, and whether it could provide avenues for more inclusive volunteering and humanitarian work. We learned a lot about how online volunteering can help people with disabilities to participate in humanitarian work. For example, we learned that online volunteering is good for inclusion and the sharing of expertise and experience from south to north. We also learned that with online volunteers, we would see more people with disabilities involved, and we might even be able to challenge the common misconception that people with disabilities are passive recipients of care rather than active contributors to society. It was also evident from our research that more equal representation can help change the way that programmes are designed and delivered. As we know, over 15% of the global population is estimated to have a disability. That's over 1 billion people, with 80% living in the global south.
Rachel Ryan, Projects Officer with VC.
So, how do we become more inclusive in volunteering and humanitarian aid work? What needs to happen so that our programs are designed and delivered differently? Well, according to our research, a collaborative approach with more engagement and outreach is needed. We in the development sector need to talk to organisations of and for people with disabilities and their networks. Together, we need to engage with donors generally, and with EU volunteering programmes in particular, such as the European Solidarity Corps, to get them to commit to providing funding for reasonable accommodations and supports for people with disabilities that will enable them to volunteer in Europe or in the majority world. We need to advocate for a more inclusive approach, and we need to create awareness. It is vital that we talk to national and international volunteering organisations to encourage them to target and attract volunteers with disabilities for their programmes. Volunteering in humanitarian agencies must join with the International Disability Alliance and local agencies in our own countries and talk to and include people with disabilities in our program design and planning. Let's not wait. Let's go and engage, learn and put into practice. But it's not just about us in VC doing better. We think we know how to do development work, but we are still only learning. There must be lots of organizations out there who are in the position in which we found ourselves when we were unaware that we were unconsciously excluding a large subgroup of our population.
So we've made some changes by working on the Vivid Tea project. We've taken some important steps, including reviewing of our policies, making our training more accessible. But now we need to figure out what the next steps are, and we need to do more. So the real question is, how do we in development do better? How do we make it easier for people with disability to access international development and volunteering? We need others in the sector to start the journey that we have been on, to learn what needs to be done. We need to combine our resources and we need to engage with the 15%. So what can you do? There are some practical steps you can take. You could review your policies and systems and services to make sure that they are fit for purpose. You could involve a person with disability, for they're the experts. Be an advocate for change with your funder. We need to make reasonable accommodation mandatory in your funding programs. Join a disability forum in your own country. Our dream is to have an organisation that is not only aware of disability, but actively engages people with disability in every area of our work. Will you join us?
For more information or to get involved, visit www.vcvolunteers.ie/disability.